Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 66 in my Automate Everything Minecraft series. In today's episode, I am going to be heading to the end, and I'm going to be setting up a system to automatically destroy the end crystals once they appear every time I spawn the Ender Dragon. So let's use my matter transmitter here, set it to go to the end, and voila, we are here. So if you haven't noticed, I am using some Draconic Armor today. I have switched it up from my Quantum Suit. The Draconic Armor allows me to fly much faster, and so that's obviously a good thing. And in addition, I have upgraded my Draconic Armor as I in the same way I upgraded my Draconic Bow here. I have lots of upgrades on my armor here. The only thing I don't really have is the jump boost, but that doesn't really matter when you can fly, so I didn't even bother doing that. So what this system is I'm going to be using an auto placer with TNT inside and a redstone pulse. In addition, I have a painted redstone block right here to activate the TNT once it is dropped from the auto placer. I'm not even sure that that is completely necessary, but it's there just in case. So what's going to happen is that once this auto placer gets a pulse of redstone, it will drop TNT down onto this block right here and it will explode. So let's go ahead and show that in action. Obviously, I only have one of them built, and that's not really super useful right now, but there we go. That's how that's going to work. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to build a floor all the way across the end here, or all across this island, and I can do that off camera. I have a bunch of endstone right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some wands, and I'm just going to pop this all the way across, and once I have that done, I will be right back. Now finally, I have the floor above constructed, and it takes up the entire space that is above all of the 10 pillars there. So the next thing I need to do is I need to drill out holes exactly where I need my auto placers to be to drop the TNT. So let's get on that. So I think the easiest way is just to drop down, go straight up, and then dig our hole here. One of the advantages of the Draconic Armor is that I can mine as if I'm actually standing on something when I'm floating in midair. And I can hover. It's a lot easier to hover. I know with the NuclearCraft Quantum Suit I can also hover, but I have to change modes to do that, and that's kind of a little bit of a hassle at times. So let's see here, straight up from here. And you know what? I think I can drill out the rest of these holes off camera because it's literally the same process over and over again. And once I have all 10 of these holes made, I will be right back. And now that I have all my holes dug, I need to get my auto placers, and I need to go ahead and place those down. Now before I do that, it'll actually be beneficial here if I go ahead and place blocks beside all of the holes, because that is what I'm going to actually be needing to use to place the auto placer against. So let's do that real fast. Also, one of the bad things about using endstone up here and making a giant floor like this is that I will get some endermen spawning up here. But that's not a big deal. As long as I don't look at them wrong, they will not attack me. So I'm not worried about them. Okay, so now that I have all of those done, what we can do is we can fly and we can get to placing all of these auto placers. And I obviously want them to be pointing down. So that is what I'm going to be doing here, and that's why I need that block there to actually be able to place these at all where they need to be. So I got 6 more to place here, and then I need to do one thing with them before we can actually test this out, or actually there's a few things I need to do, but I need to switch their mode. If you'll notice, they are on redstone deactivation mode right now. I need that to be on pulse mode, because I will be using a redstone pulse to activate these things automatically, and obviously I need them to be on pulse mode for that. Otherwise they'll be continuously activated. So the next thing I need to do is I need to take a redstone torch here, and I need to shift them from deactivation mode to pulse mode. That won't take but just a second, and especially with my newfangled armor that allows me to run a little bit faster than before, I can get around and do this real fast. So I think I have this last one. I think this one is my tester, so it's already on pulse mode. So now what I need to do is, let's take this button away, and I need to hook them up to some redstone circuits. But before I do that, I actually need to drop down here, and I need to replace this button down here because I'm going to be hooking up this spawning system to the automatic end crystal destruction system. So what I'm going to be using are redstone transmitters and redstone receivers. They can transmit redstone signal over space and maybe even through dimensions. I'm not completely sure about that, but what I need to do is, let's actually set the transmitters down right now. Actually, I'm not sure if I want to do that or not quite yet. Yeah, let's go ahead and try that. So I need only one receiver needs to be hooked up to the first transmitter. So this is set to channel 3. This receiver will be placed right here. Channel 3 will just be the spawning mechanism for the dragon. So let's pick this up. Okay, cool. It keeps its channel. That's fantastic. That's what we need to see. So let's fly out of here. Now that that transmitter is hooked up, I can automatically activate that system through a redstone signal that I'm going to be placing up here somewhere. So actually, let's go over here. There's not any Enderman over here. You know what? Let's set this up. Let's say right here. So this is all going to be activated with a button. First off, I will need the redstone transmitter signal, or channel 3 needs to be over here. I do need to rotate that around. The blue arrow needs to be next to the button. So hypothetically, if I were to push this right now, it would start the spawning mechanism that I already have set up for spawning the Ender Dragon. So that's fantastic. The next thing I need to do is I need to set up a couple of timers, or toggle timers, as I should say. So let's go ahead and start that process. And the toggle switches I've designed for this involve 2 pistons each and a redstone block, as well as actual timers right here. And these timers will be right here. I need to rotate these around. The blue arrow needs to be next to the redstone, like that. This first one right here will be set to 600 ticks, and I might need to adjust this, I'm not sure, but for right now we're going with 600 ticks, and I am pausing while redstone active. So when this redstone block is next to it, this timer should not be going, and I don't know why it's going. It might need updated, so I might need to replace this redstone block here. Let's see here. Okay, yes, the timer, as you can see up at the top of the screen, is at 600. It's not moving, as should be the case, so that's fantastic. And then this timer over here needs to be set to 700 ticks. At least that is my initial, what I'm going to use. Like I said, I might need to change that. But I found that once I push the button, it takes about 30 seconds for the Ender Dragon to spawn and become active. I do not want to activate my system here of dropping TNT onto the end crystals to activate before the End Dragon is actually spawned and ready to go, because I'm not sure if I damage or if I blow up the end crystals before he's fully spawned, I'm not sure if that stops the spawning process or not. So I'm not even going to deal with it. So what I'm going to do here is, first off, I need redstone to go to my piston here. So let's drop a redstone repeater here and here. And then next I need a redstone. Actually, and I didn't set this up super great, but actually it will work, I think. So how we're going to do this is I'm going to take my redstone. It'll go like this. And yeah. Oh, I see what I did. I'm dumb. It needs to be here. And this needs to be right here. So what's going to happen is, let's actually lengthen this pulse to 4 ticks. And so what's going to happen is that I have 2 timer mechanisms, and I have 2 timer mechanisms because if you've noticed, 2 of the end crystals have cages around them. So I will actually need to operate those particular auto placers twice to drop 2 blocks of TNT. The first will be to blow a hole in the iron bars, at least that's the plan, and then the second TNT will actually blow up the end crystal itself. I'm not sure if I need 2 TNTs or not, but that's what we're going to go with. So let's go ahead and take a wrench, and I did not mean to do that. So let's take a wrench. We need to rotate this around like so to that, and then I need to put this back here. So what I need to do is I need to take 10 of these receivers, and I need to hook them up to one of these, and I can't remember which. I need to set 10 of them up to the 600 delay timer. So let's take these 10, and how you do that is you just take the receivers in your hand and you right click a redstone transmitter and it hooks them up. So this is channel 4 now, this transmitter is channel 4, so this transmitter will provide these 10 receivers with redstone signal. Now we need to do the same with these 2 receivers over here. So these are essentially a 700 tick delay, and this is essentially a 600 tick delay, which is 30 seconds. So this is 30 seconds, this is about 35 seconds. So that should be fantastic. So what I need to do is I need to put these transmitters beside their beside the auto placers here. So first off, let's just set up the 10 transmitters that need to go on every single one. So that's perfect. And I need the orange arrow to be pointing toward the auto placer there. So that's fantastic. It looks like if I am facing toward, as I place it down, it will place it in the correct orientation here. So I got 2 more. Okay, so fantastic. Now these remaining 2, they need to go on the ones with iron bars. So this one right here, which would be this guy right here, needs another receiver here, and this will be the second pulse for TNT. And then over here will need to be the second iron bar crushing TNT blast. So I think that's this one right here. It is. Okay, so next thing I need to do is I need to put down my painted redstone, and that will simply go right here, so that when the TNT is placed, it is placed beside redstone. Redstone will activate the TNT if it's not activated already. I think the auto placer actually activates it itself, but I'm not 100% sure on that, and I'm not 100% sure that it will always do that. So we're placing this redstone down just kind of as a safety to make sure this system will work. So let's do that. Got 5 more here. And I think the other one is the one that already has the redstone beside it. So let's see here. Yes, it does. So got 3 more here. And it's pretty easy to see which ones because it's the ones with the cobblestone still there. Okay, so this should wrap this up. So now I have all the redstone placed down. The next thing I need to do is I need to actually set up a system to get TNT into these placers here. So what I think I'm going to do for that is I'm going to use some ender chests or end chests. It's ender chests, looks like. So let's see here. I have 10 of these auto placers. Let's do 10 of them. I don't need to have an 11th one. I could use an 11th one, that way I could auto place items into the chest or into the inventories. I might do that in the future, but for right now, let's just use 10, and then I need some dye of some sort. Let's do lapis on the middle one, and I don't think that is a color code that I've used before, so I think that will work. So what I'm going to do is place them in a 3x3 grid and then +1. And let's see here. I think before I've used all straight color combinations, this in like blue, 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 red, red, red. And then I've used 1 or 2 wonky combinations, but I don't think I've used white, blue, white. So I think that should be fine. So what I need to do is let's pick these up with our hammer here. I should be able to do these 9 at a time by doing it this way. That's why I place them in a grid like this. And then this additional one can just be picked. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab some item duct, some impulse item duct actually. So let's grab impulse item duct, and I only need 10 of these. I need 10 servos and 10 filters. And let's see here. Only need 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these up. I'm going to set the ender chests here. Let's rearrange my inventory real fast so that I can do this real quick. I'm going to put item duct here connecting. We're going to have a servo. This is going to be always on. I'm going to have the filters over here. And the filters, the only reason I have them here is to only allow 2 items in each auto placer. And that should prevent overstuffing. So if I drop in TNT here, it should pull out 2. 2 should go into the auto placer, and that should be fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate this system across. So it's just basically filter, servo. And is this on already? I don't know why that turned on. It shouldn't be getting a signal. It might be getting a signal. I might need to block update these receivers. I'm not entirely sure. But it shouldn't be getting a signal because it's on high. Let me try this again. Yep, still having that problem. So to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I can go ahead and set the rest of this up off camera. And once I have all of the item ducts and ender chests placed down and ready to go, I will be right back. Okay, now I have all of the ender chests and item ducts all hooked up to the auto placers. I think it's about time to test this system. So what we're going to do is when I hit this button, theoretically what will happen is the Ender Dragon will start to spawn. These timers will start their countdowns, and the Ender Dragon will spawn and become active, and then TNT will drop and explode and destroy the end crystals. And for the iron bars caged in crystals, there will be 2 drops of TNT, and hopefully I have them everything timed up right so that I blow up the end crystals but not too early. And also hopefully I don't have the iron bars covered in crystals timed up too closely to where the first TNT blast pushes the second block of TNT too far away to actually blow up the end crystal. So hopefully when I push this button, all this will happen. So okay, so we got... Okay, so phase 1 looks to be successful. Let's take a look at the timers. They are going, so that's fantastic. Let's see here. I'm optimistic that this is all going to work out. So like I said, it takes about 30 seconds for the spawning process to go through and complete. And then the TNT block should be dropped right about the same time the Ender Dragon becomes active. And it looks like, for the most part, everything's been successful. Let's walk down here. Hey, that looked fantastic. The only thing I'm a little miffed about is the Ender Dragon actually went up there. He's not supposed to go up there. The Ender Dragon will not destroy the end blocks that I've used up there. The end stone, I should say. But he can destroy the other things up there. So that's one of the things I'm a little bit worried about. But, okay, where's he going? I'm down here, bro. Where's he hung up there? Okay. Like, hypothetically, I should be able to kill him pretty quick with this Draconic bow. Okay, I see what's going on. I think there's a mechanism in his behavior that he goes above the end stone. So I need to make sure that he hasn't destroyed anything, and he has. He has destroyed a few things at least. So maybe using endstone wasn't the smartest thing, but the system definitely works, which is fantastic. I'm probably going to have to change a few things here. Obviously, I don't want the Ender Dragon coming up here, and using endstone seems to have been a dumb idea. But he did only destroy a couple of things. He destroyed an ender chest and an item duct. So that's not too bad, to be honest. So I think that's a good ending point for this episode. So in today's episode, I set up a system that will not only now automatically spawn the Ender Dragon, it will also take out or automatically take out the end crystals, allowing me to have a much easier time killing the Ender Dragon. Now, I might want to rethink this endstone floor up here because the Ender Dragon seems to like to come up here and do things, and that might lead to him breaking things. But all in all, this system worked out really, really well, so I'm super excited about that. Anyways, if you liked today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you like watching automation in modern Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel because that's kind of what I do. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.